Fist from the champion. It's over. Chris Cyborg with her 12th first.
And I can fight her.
Stop everything. Chris Cyborg has just dropped a fucking bombshell on Dakota Ditcheva. The legend, the monster, the most feared woman in MMA history is calling out the undefeated 15-0 rising star. Her words: "I'll end your career. I'll break your hype. I'm coming for you, bitch." This is not a call-out. This is a declaration of war. Chris Cyborg is not just any fighter. She's the destroyer of worlds, the woman who terrorized Strikeforce, Bellator, and even the UFC. Now at 38, she's looking directly at Dakota Ditcheva, the 15-0 PFL golden child, and saying she's going to kill the hype before it even reaches its peak. This isn't just a fight challenge. This is a threat to end an entire undefeated career.
And I can fight her.
1 second, one line, but it's enough to make every fighter in the division nervous. Let's be real. Everyone thought Dakota Ditcheva was being set up for Valentina Shevchenko, or maybe a super fight with Liz Carmouche. But Cyborg, that's the wild card. No one predicted Cyborg doesn't care about rankings. She doesn't care about hype. She cares about one thing: history. And she said it herself. "I'll break your 15-0 record. I'll make history. I'm the monster." That's the scariest part. Cyborg has made a career out of destroying unbeaten prospects. Dakota Ditcheva is young, fast, and perfect so far. She's walked through every opponent PFL has thrown at her. But she's never faced anyone like Cyborg. Cyborg brings 27 wins, 20 finishes, and a reputation that still terrifies fighters today. One punch, one kick, one clinch, and your career could be over. So what happens when the unbeaten star meets the monster who built her career-breaking hype trains? This fight isn't just another bout. If Ditcheva wins, she becomes a legend killer overnight. Beating Chris Cyborg puts her in the conversation with Amanda Nunes, Valentina Shevchenko, Kayla Harrison, and the all-time greats. But if Cyborg wins, she proves she's still the monster of women's MMA, and Ditcheva's perfect 15-0 record gets shattered. This is a legacy fight. This is an execution waiting to happen. Think about it. The PFL has a young marketable star in Ditcheva, their golden ticket. And yet, Chris Cyborg is demanding they throw her into the fire against one of the most violent champions in MMA history.
The fighting heart of Fiona Makla, but John McCarthy has
Contesting the game is easy.
Beautiful.
Look at this
Beautiful
towards her, yeah. Oh, trying to drag down. Oh, nice right hand. Drives it straight through.
Beautiful from the top.
It's brutal, it's dangerous, but it's also the most necessary fight the PFL could make if they want to make history. Can Dakota Ditcheva survive the monster? Or will Chris Cyborg and the hype break her undefeated streak and prove that no matter how big the next generation is, the queen of violence still rules? Because make no mistake, Chris Cyborg just dropped a fucking bombshell. And if this fight happens, someone's career is getting ended. I'll end your career. I'll break your hype. I'm coming for you. BTTH. History is coming. And it's covered in blood.
Yeah, Conor McGregor follows me on Twitter. Like, I was told that as well the other day by my brother's friend. So, you know, things like that are like massive.
Superstar, what is up, Fiat? You're the next big thing, guys. Look up your nose. Great to see it, Fiat.
Dakota Ditcheva just dropped a fucking bombshell, and the MMA world is full-blown PFL versus UFC war.
That was digging deep for sure. Santos is in big trouble. She's in big trouble. Dakota Ditcheva to the body again for a championship.
She's 15-0-12 finishes, the face of the PFL, the poster on their billboards, the star in their promos, the main event fighter. They push harder than anyone, and here's where it gets controversial. PFL didn't even put her in this year's tournament. The reigning champion sidelined. Why? Politics, matchmaking nightmares, and a looming UFC threat.
You're the next big thing, guys. Look up your nose.
At BKFC 71, Conor McGregor, yes. The Conor spotted Dakota, hugged her, and told her to her face, "You're the next big thing, baby." Social media exploded. Fans started tagging Dana White UFC hype accounts, called her the future of the flyweight division. People thought this was the start of a UFC fast-track signing. But that's when Dakota's curveball hit.
I'm just like, get me anything, literally. But like you said, you know, it was kind of, it's hard. I get it's hard for PFL. You know, they've put all the girls in the tournament, and then now they need to find someone that's going to kind of give me a good competition. They can't give me someone that's, you know, just kind of signed to the PFL and not really had that much experience, because it doesn't make sense. I've just beat Santos very easily. I think that's another thing that I have to understand is, like, if I'd had a 5-round war with Santos, there would have been a few more people in there that would have been more of a match. But
instead of chasing UFC gold or riding McGregor's cosign into the octagon, she said no. Dakota confirmed she's staying in the PFL. In her own words, "I'm gutted. I haven't had anything just yet. Get me anything. Literally, I left it up to PFL whether they were going to put me in it or not. And now she's booked for July's PFL Champion Series card. No opponent yet, but one thing's for sure, she's not leaving." Here's what nobody's saying out loud. Dakota Ditcheva is PFL's biggest weapon in the women's market. Losing her to the UFC? That's not just losing a fighter. That's losing your brand identity. And Dana White knows it. That's why rumors of a massive UFC offer have been swirling. But if Dakota walks, PFL loses its golden child. PFL founder, and let's be real, this wasn't just a welcome back meeting, this was a name your price conversation. If she stays, she remains the queen of the division. If she leaves, PFL's women's flyweight scene collapses overnight. This isn't just about Dakota Ditcheva anymore. This is UFC versus PFL in plain sight. We've seen poaching wars before, but with Conor McGregor publicly backing her Dana White willing to throw bags of cash and the PFL digging in their heels, this could turn into the nastiest fighter tug-of-war in years. This isn't just about Dakota Ditcheva anymore. This is UFC versus PFL in plain sight. We've seen poaching wars before, but with Conor McGregor publicly backing her Dana White willing to throw bags of cash, and the PFL digging in their heels, this could turn into the nastiest fighter tug-of-war in years.
Dakota's a superstar. What is up, Priya? You're the next big thing, Dave. Look up your nose. Great to see you, Priya. Strong woman, good girl. Fucking awesome. Great to see you. Great to find you. Love it, love it. What's it back? What are you back? Yeah, now I'm walking myself in. Look, as superstar right there. 100.
Conor McGregor just crowned a new queen, and it's not a UFC fighter. It's Dakota F. King Ditcheva. The Notorious himself said it. "You're the next big thing, sweetheart." That's not hype. That's a fucking prophecy. And if you've been sleeping on Dakota, wake the hell up. Because this 27-year-old British assassin just sent another undefeated fighter straight to the ER, and she's coming for every woman in the UFC.
Back elbow, and now a left hand. And she's
Let's talk about what Dakota just did to Sumiko Inaba. This wasn't a fight. It was a slow-motion execution. Clinch, dominated elbows, surgical knees, F-King brutal, 3 rounds one-sided destruction, and Inaba wasn't some can. She was 8-1, 2 wins in a row. Real threat. But Dakota made her look like a local amateur. Now rewind. You've got Conor McGregor, the most famous MMA fighter in the world, saying, "This, you're a strong woman, fucking awesome. Next big thing." That's not just respect, that's McGregor handpicking his successor. And guess what? Dakota didn't flinch, didn't fangirl. She said, "PFL are working on something. I'm cooking. Let them get ready. I'm about to blow this whole shut up." This woman is 15-0. She already wrecked Taila Santos, a former UFC title challenger. She's not ducking the UFC, she's baiting them. UFC wants a viral female star? Here's one. Undefeated, unmatched, undeniable. And now she's stuck doing PFL super fights while the UFC women's flyweight division is straight up bleeding. Why hasn't Dana signed Dakota? Because when she walks in, she's not just coming to fight. She's coming to end careers. McGregor knows it. The fans know it. Even her opponents know it the moment they feel her in the clinch. Give her Valentina, give her Aaron Fuckett, give her Amanda. Dakota wants smoke, and she's bringing an arson kit. She's not joining the UFC to climb the ladder, she's there to burn it down. So let me ask you, if Dakota Ditcheva walked into the UFC right now, who the hell beats her? Drop a name in the comments, I dare you, because when Conor McGregor says you're the next big thing, he means you're about to take over this whole F-King sport. Dakota Ditcheva, remember the name. Because her next fight might be the start of a reign no one is ready for. No one. Dakota ditch-freaking Eva just dropped the truth bomb nobody saw coming, crying in the cage after another dominant win. And no, it wasn't joy. It was frustration. It was pain. And it was a warning to the UFC. I'm stuck.
Even though I look up to her a lot, I still want to be in her position and be able to beat someone like her. So
you could fight any female right now. Who would you want to go with?
Valentina Shevchenko right now. I want to be at the top.
This is legacy versus legacy to be. Valentina is one of the most well-rounded fighters in MMA history. She reads opponents like code, downloads your game in real time, and exploits the first bug she finds. Dakota, she's got that unorthodox rhythmic striking that could actually throw Valentina off early. Long knees, feints, switch kicks from odd angles. But here's where Reggie gets real. Dakota still needs more 5-round reps. Her pace can dip late, and Valentina is the queen of championship round adjustments. Still, imagine a fully dialed in Dakota with sharpened counter wrestling and championship caliber cardio on point. If she dethrones Shevchenko, especially by spectacular knockout, it wouldn't just be an upset. It would catapult Dakota into instant superstardom and turn her into a household name overnight. We're talking late show appearances, global endorsements, the works. That's the rocket ship moment everyone's waiting on, and it would stamp her GOAT application in permanent ink.
Dakota Ditcheva, 15 wins, 0 losses, one of the most exciting undefeated killers in MMA. She just beat Sumiko Inaba at PFL Africa with style, power, and absolute control. But instead of celebrating, Dakota was in tears. I think I've injured my left hand. I'm more gutted because I've been out for so long and I'm injured again. You could see it in her eyes. Dakota didn't just break her hand, she broke inside. This was supposed to be her return, her moment. Instead, she's left with pain, a damaged hand, and more time on the shelf, and let's talk facts. Fans have been begging for Dakota in the UFC. Laura Sanko called her the violent Cinderella who could rescue the entire women's division. But now, it looks like the UFC just got ghosted.
When you come back, what are you looking forward to?
I mean, I have just re-signed with PFL. We've come to a great...
That's right. She didn't jump ship. She doubled down. Dakota just re-signed with the PFL in what she calls a great agreement. But what some fans are calling a shackle 15-0. Global fan base highlight reel knockouts and still no octagon debut. Is this about loyalty or money? Is the UFC ignoring her? Or did PFL back up the BRINKS truck?
she's never won a belt, as she said. Like, she's not a complete fighter, is she? I'm not a complete fighter. She definitely isn't either, so... But whatever.
Let's not forget, Dakota destroyed Taila Santos in November 2024, a UFC vet, KO'd like she didn't belong. And then she disappeared, out for months with injuries. Just as the hype was peaking, now, back again, same story. Another injury, another delay. And fans are starting to wonder, is dangerous Dakota cursed? But maybe this is all part of the play. PFL has the dollars. Dakota has the look, the record, the killer instinct. Could she become the face of PFL? Could she bring more heat than Harrison, more damage than Cyborg? She wants to build her kingdom her way. But make no mistake, if Dakota keeps getting hurt, and if the UFC door stays shut, this might go down as the biggest what-if in women's MMA. Dakota Ditcheva just cried in victory. She just re-signed with the company that isn't giving her the UFC stage. And she just warned the world this injury might keep her out again. But when she's back, she's not coming to compete. She's coming to kill, and Dana White better be ready, because the violent Cinderella doesn't want a glass slipper. She wants blood.